Hello, everybody. Welcome to the most exciting podcast episode since last week. This is episode 19 of We Are One, You Are Two, a PlayStation and video game podcast where we talk about PlayStation, we talk about video games, sometimes we talk about other stuff as well. This is where we are one community of gamers, and you are welcome to join us. That's the name. I'm your host, as always, Rob Fanzo, joined by the man with the reddest beard outside of Ireland, Matt Rhodes.
Hey-o, how we doing today?
I'm good.
Good to hear it.
I'm thinking that we should have your Let's Rate a podcast every time we open a podcast. Personally,
I feel like we will get sued by Michael Buffer.
we might. You missed that if you were when you're listening to this. It was something we did off air, but I did record it live because we're doing our first ever or attempting our first ever video podcast, and so you may get to hear it as part of the extra credits at the end.
Attempting. Keyword.
Yeah, so if you go to YouTube, we are one, you are two, and it's just the audio only, you know that I failed at this experiment horribly. But if it's there, it's there. So
So what you're saying is right now, if I log into my YouTube, we could see if we're there.
no, you couldn't because I got a private unlisted
Oh,
thing
okay.
that I'll publish later for everyone.
Okay. Well, fancy.
Fancy indeed. Matt, we've got a great show lined up for everybody this week. We're going to make our E3 predictions, talk about some news, because there was lots of news since we missed some of it last week. We're actually going to ignore some of it from last week because there was just so much this week. And then look at what games come out this week for the PlayStation as well. But first, before I forget, I want you guys to go check out Relentless Rex on Kickstarter before June 7th. We had him in an interview last week on the podcast, and I'm sure a lot of you actually listened to it. If you haven't, go listen to it now. It's in our archives over at iTunes, certainly on SoundCloud as well, and even here on YouTube. You can't go wrong funding that game. It's great hand-drawn action, side-scrolling action. It's a pretty packed game. And the more he gets funded, the more likely we're to see it on consoles like PlayStation, Switch, Xbox One. He has all of those as stretch goals rather than just PC and Mac. Because let's be honest, who plays PC games? Actually, lots of people do, right? That's why Steam's so popular. But anyway, go check him out. We interviewed him, and a surprise guest came by as well. And we're actually going to talk to one of those guests next week. That is our big biff, but I also wanted to mention we're going to have more interviews coming in the future with more indie game developers, voice actors, and actresses.
Sweet.
I've got lots lined up. I've been a busy man the past week. Last but not least, we love reviews on iTunes. I know Matt does, even though he doesn't have iTunes. And we also love subs on YouTube. So give us 5 stars, give us some nice comments, make me feel good about myself, especially since my beard's not as nice as Matt's. Both of those are vital platforms for us to do more. Our success is in your hands. And so, speaking of doing more, what have we been playing lately?
Well, as always, the first answer is always Rocket League.
I don't even know why I ask.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of silly that you do anymore. But a little oldie but a goodie, Far Cry 5. I decided, you know what? I don't have to get up off my fat butt to change the disc because I downloaded digitally. So let me just click on it. So I played a little Far Cry 5, which was cool. I triggered one of the sequences with Faith. Like once you I guess acquire so much resistance in her area, some things just automatically trigger. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, no, it was nice to kind of jump back into it. I mean, I still have a boatload of stuff to do. I did finally figure out how many hours I've put into it, which is about 26.
Oh, nice.
I really thought it was more than that, but yeah, 26 is how much I've actually put into it. I'm still on it, still kind of just plugging away at it little by little because it's a Ubisoft game. It's it's a collector's kind of a game, which I really enjoy, but with everything else like God of War and Rocket League, and then God of War and of course Rocket League, it just gets hard to pick something to do.
I understand that. I understand that completely.
Yeah. But
I
yes, but God of War still too.
Yeah, that's kind of what I started back into because I took a little break from it because one, I haven't had a whole lot of time for games. I went to the beach this past week. Um,
Ooh,
Past
fancy
weekend
beach man.
yeah, for Mother's Day, right, for my mother-in-law. And
Oh,
then uh so I've been doing that, God of War. I was working on Resident Evil because I've been watching the Prepare to Try guys over at IGN UK,
hmm,
and I'm almost using them as like a walkthrough. I'll watch an episode, I'll play through till like right where they stopped, or I'll play like a little bit beyond. I'll watch some more of them. So I'm bouncing back and forth with that. I'm trying to actually get caught up to them. And then I played Cool Painter VR, and I did a let's play of that. It's up on YouTube. I couldn't believe I can remember YouTube. And then what's cool about that is I try to do some happy little trees like Bob Ross, and I failed horribly. And so it's only like 10 minutes long. If you get a chance to watch that, seven of it's me trying to make the damn trees. And so, uh, and there might be a Bob Ross appearance in there or two. Uh, but go check that out. And so I was really struggling with that, but I love that, dude. Like, I want to just put on music because you can actually upload a playlist into Cool Painter VR and listen to music while you're painting.
that's pretty awesome.
And it's three-dimensional space. So you actually, if you have enough room in your VR unit and your camera's far enough away, mine was, you can actually kind of walk around your as long as you're conscious of where the wires are, you can actually walk around what you're painting and do it in a 3D space, but you can also rotate it too.
Wow, that's really cool.
And so, yeah, I mean, I know you probably hadn't had a chance, but go check that out. Like, just kind of
Yeah,
click through the video real quick. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's just amazing. I think I'm gonna
cool.
do more Let's Plays of that. I'm gonna Sofa and of Adam and I decided that we might have a paint off where
Ooh,
we
I
haven't
like
decided the
that.
rules, but I think what we'll do is him and I will both have to like kind of like a who wore it better, who painted it better. We'll both pick an object. And so he doesn't know that yet, but I'm telling him now if he's listening to this podcast. I'll call him out on Twitter next week and let him know. And then the other thing I've been playing, and this is going to lead me into one of our first news stories, is my Vita. I've been playing Deadbolt a little bit in the mornings, along with my Pete's Coffee. So, hey guys, if you're listening to this, sponsor us. Um, so I've been drinking some Pete's Coffee every morning and playing my Vita a little bit as well, some Deadbolt. And
Why would they
so
sponsor us when you're just giving them all that free airtime?
I know I need to stop. So I've been drinking a particular coffee brand, is what I meant.
Oh
And
yeah, that makes
maybe we'll
sense.
start bleeping it out so that we don't know
Right?
anymore, right?
Yeah. Just
Because
have
like,
Dave believe
yeah, I'll be like, we've been drinking boop coffee, right? So,
it.
but that leads me into our first news story. So let's go ahead and take care of the news.
Ooh yeah, the news. There's a lot of news, man.
Yeah. So here's the deal with the. I'm not going to cover all of this. This is the PlayStation news. I don't know why I call it that anymore. I used to call it the PSN-N, but really the stuff I want to cover sometimes goes beyond that into Nintendo and Xbox. Uh, I'm gonna try and cover just 5 stories today. I actually had 14 on the list and I trimmed it down to 6. And some of it combines. So the first thing that tied in with my Vita is story number 1 there. Push Square, Kotaku, all major outlets. Sony basically, they announced Sony is going to cease production of physical PS Vita games starting, they said it will happen at the end of the fiscal year of 2018, which translates to uh, pretty much March 31st, 2019. And so there will be no more physical Vita cards or whatever you want. I guess cards is probably the best word. They'll still release digital titles, but there's no longer Vita. So for the 10 of us that own a Vita, um,
Hey, 11. I own one too.
I know. Well, you don't play it, so I don't count you. Um,
Fair enough.
yours even charged?
Um, I don't know. Does the battery drain automatically without when you don't play it?
Yes. It's like a cell phone. It'll fire it up for 2 years. It's not going to work.
Just
Uh,
deflates like a balloon over time.
yeah.
Like slowly starts drifting towards the floor as the helium leaks out of it.
Yeah. So that's sad
Maybe
news.
a day
But
or two.
whatever. Digital titles are still going to be released. In fact, Stardew Valley's coming in a few days, and then a Kickstarter project that
Ooh.
I was checking out. He wants to release. He actually his whole content base. And we'll talk about him in the upcoming weeks. The game is called Sense, if I remember correctly. And I
Okay.
apologize if I forgot it, but he's actually aiming for a Vita slash PS4 release, and so hopefully
Oh,
he gets it
cool.
out before they quit making physical discs or physical
Right.
because I will collect it. Speaking of that, I went to, and this is a sidetrack. I went to buy Ruiner. It's a PS4 digital only game. They had a um, Special Reserve Games actually had a 2,000 copy limited run physical edition of that game being made for PlayStation 4.
That's
And
cool.
2 minutes before the site went live to order the disc, they got hacked, which is kind of funny. It's horrible.
What?
They had a DDoS attack, which is it's horrible, but it's funny at the same time because the game is about a hacker who can control people. And so the fact they got their site shut down 2 minutes before
Wah, wah.
little I don't
Clearly,
know,
that's why someone did it.
probably, yeah, trolls. Um Matt, the other big news today, and it'll be old news by the time we release this podcast, but Black Ops 4 got revealed today. And honestly, the biggest thing I took away from it is one, there's no single player campaign anymore. It's only
Boo.
multiplayer. Yeah, boo indeed. Two, they of course are jumping on the bandwagon and have a battle royale mode called Blackout.
What?
I know. Ring the bell of surprise.
Ring a ding a
So
ding a ding.
yeah, so what I gather, I took some notes, and I'm sure if you go to Games Radar and go to other sites, they can link you to it. But the notes I took said that they were quoted saying you'll have land, air, and sea vehicles in the blackout mode, and they were a little ambiguous, which kind of irritated me. They were little bit on the like, oh yeah, we have a blackout mode coming, and it's going to be
As DLC.
well, no, that's going to be a main mode in the game. But here's what I didn't understand. They were like, we have blackout mode coming. It's going to be our battle royale, but they didn't say how many people were taking place, and they said it'll be 100 times bigger than most of their maps, which their maps aren't very big at all anyway, and that it was combining 10 years of Black Ops history, which sounds like they're taking because they admitted that they weren't particularly prepared to have a this kind of mode in the game. They were gonna it's kind of like a, oh hey, this is really popular. We should probably throw this in there.
Yeah,
And so,
so they're cutting and pasting from other games, basically.
so what I think they're gonna do is yeah, you're gonna be able to play as all the operators and old characters from the old games, right? And that's their way of celebrating 10 years of Black Ops. But I think what they're gonna do is they're actually gonna mash together the maps, so you can run from like one map area to the next, and it's gonna be one smooth map terrain, but all the maps just smashed together. That's kind of what I got out of that. Um,
Sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah. And then they said that this was going to be, again, they didn't say how many players. And they also said that this was going to be celebrating 10 years of Black Ops, like I said. And that this is my other favorite part. They said this will be a game that lasts for years to come. And I thought, uh, aren't you probably just going to release another Call of Duty the year after? Why would you say
Hey,
for years
Rob,
to
it'll
come?
still last for years to come, as you know, as long as people don't throw it away.
Well, and so I mean, I know some people don't move on to the new Call of Duty, and some do, and some have their favorites. I would be shocked if they decided to break their development cycle of every year, and because they have three studios, right, working at once. And so I doubt they'll do that, but I would be shocked if they did because they're like years to come. Okay, we'll see. Unless they
Yeah.
do like a games as service thing, who knows? So that was the biggest news announced today. Are you excited about that at all?
Black Ops?
Yeah,
No.
yeah, me either. I'd rather go back
Uh,
rainless Rex.
no F words given. You
Yeah,
know?
amen.
Yeah, yeah, I just don't care. I really don't.
Well, I think it said something when I looked at the live stream today, and it started out with 15,000 people, and then it dropped to 8. And so I don't know if that was just people didn't care or if people had things to do. I don't know, but that was kind of funny to me.
Probably a little column A, a little of column A.
Exactly.
Didn't care.
I mean, I know I'm speaking to the minority here, but I'm just not, I haven't played a Call of Duty in years. I think the last time I played was when you, Mike, and I played it in your basement, and we took turns passing the controller around.
That was years ago.
That was like a decade ago. That was Modern Warfare 2, wasn't it? I think was the last
Yeah,
one.
I think that either that or World of War,
Wow. Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
That's the one that was right after it. That was like in the tropics or in like Vietnam or something like that.
I think so. That's crazy. That's the last time
World
I
at
played a
War,
Call of
I believe.
Duty.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I did play the crap out of Modern Warfare 2. That was a really good game, but I just didn't care after that.
Yeah,
It's kind of like Assassin's Creed, right?
it wore you down.
Assassin's Creed, especially for how big the game is, it was what's the point, right?
Yeah.
You're playing 50, 60 hours trying to get everything. And that's the same with Call of Duty. You're leveling up, you're playing, trying to level your guy up. You get to a certain point, then you get that like what was it, premier level or some crap,
Mm-hmm.
which is like even harder to gain points and XP for. And then they come out, and then a couple months later, you come out with another one, and you don't care about that, right?
Yeah.
So when they keep bringing stuff out like that, it just doesn't. I don't care. So, and we'll talk about this as far as my predictions later in the
Ooh,
podcast.
well,
But
save it.
um, well, yeah, but I think that like them kind of doing that thing is going to be a no-no now. You know what I mean? I feel like they're going to shy away from that. I think it's smart that they do that.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so let me go ahead and talk about the next piece here. Um, there's actually a couple news stories here. I'm just going to lump them together. A lot of coverage has come out about Sony Ben's 2019 PS4 exclusive Days Gone, and so they're hoping to differentiate it from other open world titles in the sense that I don't know how they're going to do this. To be honest, they want to mix Uncharted esque storytelling into a sandbox action game
How though? How?
because I think there's a main linear path that you can focus on for the
Well, of
majority
course,
of the
there
game.
always is though.
Right.
But I mean, that's why Ken Levine didn't want to do a sandbox game, right? Because you're not on. You're. It's so hard to tell that story. Even like even now with like God of War, it's a little. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's pretty. I mean, it's a little bit sandboxy, right? It's a little bit. You can explore a little bit, but it's pretty linear. And I'm still kind of like taken out of it a little bit with the side quests, just a little bit, not a lot. I mean, the side quests have been enriching the story at least,
Right.
um, but I feel like for a sandbox, it's very hard to get that good balance. If they do it right, yes, awesome. I think Witcher did a pretty good job of that, but I
They
think
did.
that's because the story was so strong,
Yes, I
right?
agree.
And I feel like the side quests were more because you needed to level up to kind of do the main quests, at least from what I remember.
No, I agree. I agree with you 100% there. And so we'll see. Excuse me. That was the big thing that they announced. And then on top of that, there was a couple of other things that happened or came out. And that one was that Days Gone won't have an easy mode or other difficulty options. They feel like it's challenging as it is, and that you don't really need to explore uh, it beyond that in terms of hard mode or easy mode. They want you to
Sure.
have a certain experience with it.
I kind of like that.
I do too. It reminds me a
Not
lot of
changing
Dark
the
Souls.
difficulty. Yeah.
You know, I'm
It
okay with a certain experience. I
right.
recognize.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I just recognize that you want a certain experience like that, right? You want to be able to uh, be dictated a certain way with the way the world is built.
Yeah. I mean, I think they do a good job of that with Dark Souls. Is like what you're getting into. That's kind of the mo of From Software. Um, and you should know that. I mean, you know that going into it. So because of that, you either play that game because you like that experience or you don't. And they
Right.
don't apologize for that, which I like about that. You know, I'm
Yeah.
not a huge I'm not a huge fan of the style of play personally, but that's just me. Um, you know, I don't know what it is. I think it's just I don't have the patience.
No, I'm
I
shocked. I've
what
never played Rocket League with you and experienced that.
Yep. But I mean, I think what it is though, like, but it's weird though, because like I can sit there and play Far Cry 5 for hours on
Right.
end. You know what I mean? Because that's a game that I mean, I guess just maybe this is my style. Like it's a game where you can kind of run and gun, but you're still kind of plugging away at those experience points. You're still kind of building towards that stuff to kind of unlock certain aspects of the game, right?
Right. And I'm not
Just done
saying
in
that, yeah, I'm not saying that Days Gone is going to be anything like that. I just appreciate
right, of
that's one thing I've
course.
always appreciated about those games is when they say, okay, this is the difficulty, deal with it. So,
Yeah, yeah.
all right. Moving on. I just really quickly want to mention I thought it was awesome that Persona 5 has shipped a very healthy 2.2 million copies, and that comes way of again, um, a couple different websites, Push Square and things like that. So that's awesome. Congratulations to them. That's a good amount for a game that is kind of a niche game and that um, doesn't have a huge audience, right? Most people avoid Persona. Uh, Speaking of sales, God of War has also set new first party record with its fourth successive number one, which beats out The Last of Us remastered's record on the UK sales chart. And so they are the first party to they are a new PlayStation 4 first party record, I'm sorry, by registering a fourth successive week at the summit of the UK sales chart. And so
Wow.
that's pretty cool, considering that uh, there are still other games that are way more popular, especially in the UK, like FIFA.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Uh, but again, once again, Grand Theft Auto 5 was in the top 10 too.
True.
So that's just crazy. All right. And that tied into them selling 3.1 million copies after 3 days too, basically a million copies a day.
Yeah.
All right, so keep on trucking here. Like I said, some of these aren't as key. This one is big for me because I both hated and loved this game for the first one. And that I actually did a Tuesday. They released a gameplay trailer, and I did a reacts trailer.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and I mean, just quick 10 minutes, slowing things down, some guest work. Right, it wasn't very well done, but enough to kind of give you an idea of what I thought of it.
Sure.
Uh, I just wanted to throw it out there real quick for people to kind of digest it. But Rage 2 has been announced as an open world uh, game being made by both Bethesda and the Just Cause developer Avalanche Studios. Now,
Bethesda.
Bethesda, or what did I say? Bethesda?
You always say Bethesda or whatever. It's
Beth-
Bethesda. You
Bethesda.
always say the other one,
Bethesda. I
no
know.
matter what,
I
without
know.
fail. 100% of the time, you say that first, and then I correct you. It's Bethesda.
Bethesda. I can never. You know why? Because I'm just not. I don't know what's. You know what? Just like there's just certain things that I cannot do. Like the word rhythm, I can never spell it.
Well,
I, my brain is,
why can't you?
I don't know. I can spell
You get
rhyme.
it, because there's a Y in it.
Oh, you're lame. Um,
I am lame. Thank you.
so Bethesda and Bethesda, Beth, damn it, too many times of saying it in my
Every
head
time
now.
it's like Beth's duh, like Beth's duh. Well, poor little Beth and her
that
duh.
that famous publisher that made Fallout 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Oh my gosh.
Whatever.
I forget who makes games, but at least I say their names right.
Well, you know who we'll never have on the show? Pete Hines, because he'll be like, you can't even say my damn company's name right. Um,
Either that or he'll come on here to publicly correct you.
correct me. Yeah. Hell, I should have like one of those like dictionary pronunciation cards.
Yeah, right.
Um, anyway, Rage 2 is being made by those two studios. And what I found interesting about that, and this immediately pops in my head when I saw Avalanche was behind it, as well as ID Software. A, it's going to have elements of Doom in it. B, it's going to have elements of the open world stuff like Fallout 4 in it. But C, this is why we will never have a Mad Max studio. And this is why I think they made Mad Max, because they were testing the grounds for how it would work in like a Rage 2 type game. When you watch the gameplay trailer, it literally looks like they took Mad Max to the next level.
Hmm.
And so,
Interesting. Yeah.
right? So Just Cause Mad Max, I feel like they're blending those two together and gonna use like the dystopian open world
Yeah.
feel of Mad Max, the first person of a Doom, right? And then the ridiculousness of the Just Cause and blend it together. And
Cool.
so that I actually have high hopes for this one, and I didn't before because honestly, my problem with the first Rage was that the story blew so badly at the end that I couldn't. The game ended, and I was like, "Is there more? Is there like, am I going to take over the scene after the post credits? Like, what's is there post credit
Nope.
gameplay? Nope, nothing. It just ended, and that's the thing I remember most about it. I
I
liked
think I
the
played
game
like an
before.
hour of that game.
Then you got the best part of it because that was really the best part was the first couple hours, and after that, you just it was okay, but
Right.
then and so this one actually takes back, and this is what I talked about in the trailer analysis on YouTube, on our weR1youR2 channel. I talked about how like I noticed some of the weaponry and things like that from the first game are making a reappearance in some of the enemy types, but they've literally taken from Mad Max and Just Cause and probably Doom or even Wolfenstein type first person shooter gameplay
Hmm.
to build that. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
If you told me in 2011 or 2012, it came out in 2011, but if you told me in January that hey, Rage 2 is going to be announced, I would have said, like that was actually that would have been on my list of crazy E3 predictions,
Yeah.
right?
Well, can I just say thank you, Walmart? You know,
Oh yeah.
thanks,
Well,
Walmart of Canada.
they did that, and then the funniest part was is that the Rage 2 Twitter account popped up the next day and posted it and said circled like the picture
Yeah.
and said wrong cover art, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they made fun of them, which was great.
Yeah. Um, so last but not least on the news, we'll just mention this and then we'll get into our talk real quick. Monster Hunter is edging towards 8 million copies sold, and
That's
Steam
insane.
went that out. And so they've sold 400,000 copies since March, and so um, they're at 7.9 million. They're probably at 8 million at this point.
That's crazy.
That is crazy because that's actually among the that is the top of their top selling games because Resident Evil 5 sold 7.5 million. Resident Evil 6 sold 7.1 million. Street Fighter 2, which I don't know how they figured that out because that game's on like every console and every system, sold 6.3. And so it's their top selling game apparently. All right, that completes the top or the news. So let's go ahead and move into the talk. Um, our topic of conversation this week is we're going to go through our top 5 E3 predictions, and then we're each going to do 3 crazy off the wall, probably not going to happen predictions.
Sorry, hey, real quick, I don't mean to
Sure.
cut in. You froze a little bit for me,
On your
which is fine. Yeah, but I just wanted to because you stopped talking. I did actually want to say something. One more thing about Monster Hunter. I don't know if you saw this or not, but Mila Jovovich is slated to play the lead in a Monster Hunter World adaptation.
Yeah, I saw that a movie that no one asked for. Um, but
Well,
then
yeah,
and I saw on Twitter people were like, "Well, why would they do this?" And I was like, "Well, why did they do 7 Resident Evil movies?"
yeah, exactly. And I mean, of course, she is. I mean, she was, the face of Resident Evil, a Capcom game, right?
Right. So why not make her the face of Monster Hunter and then we can have
Exactly.
8 Monster Hunter movies,
Yeah.
one for each one of the monsters she hunts.
Yeah, but think of the crazy cool cameos they could put in there of like just like people as like Ryu or like like Street Fighter characters. Like what if they just did that in the game too?
That would be or in the movie that would be so
In the
bizarre.
movie, rather. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
That would be very bizarre. Uh so here's how this is going to work. We're going to keep score
Ooh, up in the
for
stakes.
E3, right? And see how many points the episode after E3, we're going to add up our points. And so I'm going to put it out here now. You get 3 points if you nail it on the head. You get 2 points if you get half of it right. You get 1 point if it deals something around or you're close, and no points if you're totally off. Um, and we may go adjust that scoring later on. Who knows? But that's how I figured it'll go in my head for now. So how do you want to do
Did
this?
you write that down somewhere? Because you will forget.
Oh, I wrote it down in this audio file that I'm recording right now.
Oh.
Called a podcast.
All right. Well,
I'll
at
just
least mark the time so we can go back to it quickly.
Oh, I did. I did. It's about a half hour in.
Yep.
Boom. I'll use
Nailed
my
it.
hand 2 different ways. Half hour in or 30. So we know. All right. Uh, so let's each take a turn sharing one. How's that?
All right.
You can see mine. I haven't seen yours, so
That's because I'm gonna make them up on the spot.
no, you liar. Or is
I'm
he?
gonna cheat and use the internet.
Okay, so give me one of your top. Give me your top one that you feel is a safe prediction.
Top safe prediction.
Yeah,
Oh man.
that you or because obviously these may not happen, but they're ones that we feel may happen.
Yeah. Um.
Strong inklings.
I mean, I feel like the safest prediction is what we just talked about, Rage 2. I mean, I feel like there's got to be some kind of more gameplay with that, and or um, uh, maybe even a release date. I mean,
Oh, okay.
maybe it's too early for that, but maybe it's one of those. I feel like it's one of those games where they they're kind of like holding their cards close to their chest and like, okay, here's Rage, and we'll just kind of push it out to you as
Yeah,
well.
it's odd for them to announce 3 weeks before, or 2 weeks even before E3, be like, "Hey, here's this game that no one's heard about in 7 years." Uh,
Right.
and so I feel like you're right. There's got to be more, and so that ties in with mine. I'd
Yeah.
say we see more game play footage of Rage 2. I
Hmm.
think we also get Doom 2 teased or announced for early next year because there's one thing that they, as publishers, that they like to do, and that is, and we saw this with the Fallout 4, right? Drop it and then drop the information, then try to 6 months later, 7 months later, release it.
Right.
So I think Doom 2 for next year, because the last one was 2016. And if you think of Wolfenstein, to Wolfenstein 2 was about 2.5 years. And then Elder Scrolls, I say, because that's such a big deal, we get a teaser, and the game is also announced with a date of the fall of next year, because every single Elder Scrolls game that I can think of for the past couple, and I might be wrong on that, you can email me if I am at weR1youR2 at gmail.com. I think they've all released in the fall. And it's also been 7 years since we got an Elder Scrolls, and it was what, 7 years between Fallouts too.
Yeah.
So I think those are the three that we get. I'll go next with my second one, and this has already kind of been announced, but I think there's a surprise that follows it. Ubisoft kind of slipped in a conference call today that they Division 2 was going to be E3, but I think they surprised us with a Splinter Cell announcement for sometime
Mm.
next year because they said they had another AAA title that they were not going to reveal yet in the conference call that they had been working on. And I feel like with the appearance of Splinter Cell in, oh gosh, what was the open world game that it just appeared in? I'm so horrible. Tom Clancy's
Ghost Recon.
Ghost Recon, right? You could play as Sam Fisher in that.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think that's a teaser for, hey, let's see how people react because we're working on a new Splinter Cell.
Yeah. Okay.
What's number two for you?
I mean, I was gonna mention something about uh, um,
Get it together, man.
Division 2. I feel like that's kind of coming, but um, what do I want to go with here? Mm, just trying to think of like, I mean, I'll throw out another safe one. EA will talk about their sports lines, FIFA, NHL, and Madden.
What? Oh, actually, that would already be more under the crazy one if they didn't, right?
Right. Yeah. Right.
If they just came out and were like, yeah, we got sports games coming out, but we're not going to talk about them.
Yeah. Right. That would be insane. So yeah, I'm gonna go real safe with that one. You're welcome.
That's like, oh man, that's like, for shame. I almost feel like we can't count points for that one. Uh, Fine. All right, number three for me is Ghost of Tsushima. I think I did that right. Gets a release date, and so this is a three-parter here. They get a release date
Oh
because
my
they said they're
gosh! See,
going to
you
show
have so
the.
many parts to yours.
I know,
That's
well,
how you're
because
gonna get your BS points.
hey, I'll take it. That's because they announced that Ghost of Tsushima, Days Gone, and Death Stranding were all going to be, and Spider Man were all going to be at their Sony conference. And so I'm guessing release dates. I'm going to say fall 2019 for Tsushima, Days Gone, spring of 2019. I think that one's almost guaranteed. But we'll get like a specific number day because I don't think we have that yet. And then Death Stranding, no release date, but Kojima shows us gameplay, and somewhere in that trailer, somebody's going to be wearing like a 2020 on their patch or something weird that we'll find out like a week later that that's the
Right.
possible release date. Because he doesn't do anything straightforward, so he'll be like, "Oh, there's a puzzle for you to solve. Oh,
Yeah.
it tells us that it's not coming for another 2 years."
Yeah, it's true. All right. Well, I'm gonna go with another fish in a barrel.
Go for it.
Last of Us Part Two. One, gameplay trailer, and two, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say release date too.
When? Give me a release date. I'm pushing
Ooh,
for it.
I'm trying to think when they released the first one. Didn't they push? Wasn't the first one like Marchish?
I
Wasn't it
think
first
so.
quarter?
I
I
think
could
so.
see them doing that, but I don't know. I feel like it's got to be close to ready, right? I'm gonna go with
Mm,
November.
of this year?
Yeah,
Oh man, that's ballsy.
I know that's a bold,
Do you
bold
think
prediction.
you think they would do that with Red Dead 2 coming out
I mean, it's not. Well, yeah.
and
Why
Spider-Man
not?
coming out in September
Why not?
and Days Gone
Those are
coming out in spring of
those are
next
three different games. I mean, Days Gone they can compete with, right? Because that's like Days Gone is a new
year? Yeah,
franchise,
they're
right?
both they're both first party studios owned by Sony.
Oh,
They can
okay, yeah,
cannibalize each other.
yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
I mean, you might be right, but I don't know. This fall's already feeling pretty heavy for me. So we'll see.
I just think that I don't know. I mean, I guess I can see that. I can understand that. I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm not gonna
Oh,
let
I appreciate that.
your analysis waver my confidence. But I see what you. I can understand what you mean by that. But I feel like because of the diversity of the games, Sony's not worried about that. They've
Okay.
sold almost what 80 million consoles. They
Okay.
don't they don't give a f, right? They're like, here, take them all. We know you want them all.
All right. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll see what happens. I appreciate you sticking to your guns. I was trying to make you waffle there like a politician. Um, number four is kind of ambiguous, so I feel like this. I hope this is a freebie. I'll actually be mad if I get no points on this because it might happen. Sony's going to announce that PSVR will receive updates to include VR mode in a previously non-VR game. And that so like they went back and added it to Wipeout HD. I feel like they
Mm,
were going to say, "Here, you can now play this game." It's going to be something where you have to be in first person. And I'm going to even go further on a limb and see if I can earn some bonus points here with part 2, say that some of them will be pushed out to PSVR owners during E3. Like surprise, you can now play I can't even think of a first person one. You can now play Wolfenstein 2 in or you can now play Last Guardian or Shadow of Colossus in VR. So go
yeah, that'd be
download it.
kind of interesting. Shadow of Colossus, especially.
Oh man, climbing those colossi, how amazing would that be?
That'd be nuts.
So I'm gonna say that
I
they're
haven't
gonna
even
do
played Shadow of Colossus, and I just know that would be nuts in VR.
that. Absolutely nuts. Uh all right, what's your last one? And then I'm gonna throw out my last one, and then we'll get to our crazies.
What? Is that my fourth one already? I thought
Yeah. Oh no, yeah,
no.
this is gonna be
This
your
is
fourth
four.
one. I'm
This is
sorry.
four for me.
I'm sorry, I can't count.
Come on, get it together, man. How easy do I want to go? Are we sticking with Sony?
We don't have to, no, because but here's the thing, I will tell you that a whole list was leaked and then deleted on Twitter today, showing all of Nintendo's press conference. I don't know if
Oh,
you saw
really?
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even. I did not see that.
Okay. But you don't have to stick with Sony. So if there's something else you got, I'll check it against that leaked list and tell you you're wrong already.
I think this is part of your last one, but I mean, I'm gonna go with Cyberpunk
Yeah, I do want to talk about
2017.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah. Obviously, I mean, I feel like there's got to be some kind of gameplay trailer by now.
Agreed. I think they
I
said they were
believe.
bringing a big AAA game with them, and they wouldn't tell us what.
Yeah, I think it's got to be. Like, I think there's got to be a gameplay trailer. Not so sure about release date.
Okay. So that is my last one. I'm going to jump on that train and say that here's what they do. They have an hour-long press conference. They open up the press conference with a cinematic-esque looking trailer, and then like God of War, it fades into the player playing the game.
Ooh,
And
okay.
that everybody goes nuts because all of a sudden now they thought it was a cinematic, just a basic your
Right.
CGI
But
cinematic
then
trailer,
boom.
and then they're like, "Oh no,
Yep.
this is gameplay," and then boom, they go right into it, and they give us like a good 15 or 10-15 minute maybe demo or something crazy like that. And then I think fall 2019, which puts it against Ghosts of Tsushima. I can't talk, and then also possibly Elder Scrolls. I feel like next fall is just ripe for the picking.
Hmm. Okay. All right.
They did say it was a long way off, and so maybe it's spring 2020, you know.
Maybe. Yeah.
But they've also been super silent. So what if they pull like a Fallout 4 and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna release Cyberpunk in like 4 months," which I doubt, but that would be amazing. All right,
Yeah.
your
All right.
last
My
one.
last one. I don't. Hmm. I mean, I feel like it's gonna be. I feel like people will be like, "Nah, you cheated." If this was on the list, because I didn't see anything about Switch, but I'm gonna say Super something, but with Super Smash Brothers.
Okay,
I mean, I feel like it's.
that's vague. What
I
specifically?
feel like it's due. I mean, I feel like it's due for a Switch, right? I don't have one on there yet, do they?
No, they announced that it was coming,
Yeah.
but
So I feel like it's gonna be some character reveal, some gameplay, maybe even a release date.
okay.
But I don't know because I I'm always finicky with release dates and Nintendo because they are very like secretive until they know that this game is actually going to come out. I feel like they're very protective of their release dates because of that.
Well, according to that leak list, after their intro trailer, they have a Super Smash Brothers for Switch trailer, demo, and tournament,
Yeah.
supposedly, for their presentation.
Oh well. See, I'm
So
right.
we'll
So I
see.
already
Then
get
they have
points.
Punch Out, Metroid Prime, Splatoon
Punch Out.
2,
Oh my gosh.
Fire Emblem, Fallout 3 Anniversary Edition,
What?
Yoshi's Flipping Island, and then Pokemon they're going to end with.
You didn't say anything about Zelda, right?
No, I didn't say anything about Zelda.
Okay. Because I was looking at like crazy predictions, and then that was one of the crazy predictions was the new Zelda.
Yeah. So that's it. All right, let's I'm gonna just rattle off all three of my crazies, and then you
Yeah,
can
do
rattle
it.
off all three of yours.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So my crazy three that these are worth 5 points apiece if they happen. I
Okay.
it's
All
in
right.
the record books now, right? It's recorded. Um, First one, No Man's Sky comes out for Sony and announces VR support. They've been hinting at something. Some people think it's multiplayer because of an Xbox cover that popped out, but I still think it's VR. I'll come out and announce that. Number two, we receive a trailer from Software, and it's that one. Remember that weird one they had last year at E3 that nobody knew what it was, and we still don't know because From Software went silent.
Right.
I'm gonna say they come out, show a second one like
That
that.
weird old man, right? Or was it?
Uh,
Or
it
was
had
it?
like a bone in it, and it was like whispering. Yeah, somebody was talking.
Yeah, some like weird dude talking.
So I'm gonna say that we receive a second one, and it's revealed that we get Bloodborne 2.
Ooh, okay.
And then my last one, I actually didn't finish my thought on the script here, so for shame. Uh, I'm gonna say that. Whoops. Uh, I'm gonna say that we receive a trailer for some crazy new IP that we've never heard of. That is actually something that another Sony studio has been working on, that they've been saving. And even though, well, no, you know what? I take that back. I take that back. I'm gonna take that prediction back right now. Delete it from the record because they said they were gonna focus. I'm gonna say it's a third party. We get a third party exclusive crazy trailer.
Okay. Now, since that's a vague one, I'm gonna hold you to what kind of genre of the game will it be?
I say we get a crazy third party trailer for an action RPG game,
Action RPG.
a new
Okay.
IP. Yeah. that's
Okay.
that
All right.
Sony has either Sony or Microsoft has exclusivity with, and they're like, oh, this will come later to Xbox or PlayStation, but we have a year long exclusiveness.
Okay. Okay.
You know what else I forgot was going to be at E3 that's coming out this year that I also wonder about Last of Us? Tomb Raider's coming out in the fall.
Again, another one?
Yeah, Shadow of the Tomb Raider,
Oh, that's
the
right,
third
man.
in the trilogy. All right, hit me with your three crazy.
All right. One. Devil May Cry 5.
Okay, that's a good one actually.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they just did the thing with Monster Hunter World, right? Get a little bit of a teaser out there. You know what I mean? And then they announced Devil May Cry 5. Two. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say a Batman game.
Oh,
I don't know who's making it, but I'm saying someone's announcing a Batman game, another Batman game.
well, that would definitely be Rocksteady or yeah, it would have to be Rocksteady.
Rocksteady was done with it though. I thought that
They
they said they were done with it.
Batman, but that doesn't mean we don't get a Batman Beyond or we don't get like a Justice League game or something like that. They just said they were done with Batman.
That's
If
true.
it was.
Okay, but yeah, I'm predicting Batman. Okay, and then third. Dang it! I just lost it. I had it in my head. No, I
You got it
literally was
right.
like, "Oh yeah, this one," because I couldn't remember what the third one was gonna be. I should have wrote it down. Oh my gosh,
You
I'm an
lose points
idiot.
already. You're in the negative.
I know what's going. What Batman? What was the other one? Oh, thank you. Haha, I remember. Kind of goes along with Batman a little bit. Uh, we hear something from NetherRealm, and it's a new Mortal Kombat game.
Okay, yeah, I did see rumors of that. Rumors. That was
That's
very
yeah.
light.
Well, yeah. I mean, because Injustice 2 just came out how long ago now, right? And I feel like they've been alternating. They did Injustice, and then they did Mortal Kombat 10, and then Injustice 2. So I feel like it's time for another Mortal Kombat game.
All right. I like that. I could see that definitely happen. Yeah, I could definitely see that happening.
So yeah, Batman game or something with Batman in it, Mortal Kombat, and then whatever the first one I said.
fair fair enough. It's in the records. So, uh
So it is written, so it shall come to pass.
indeed. So that's it for our talk. I mean, we'll come back and revisit this on a post show. Um we may even, who knows, I may even do some sort of live streaming. If you're around, maybe we can live stream together during E3
Oh yeah, maybe.
and maybe like do a commentary thing. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, cool.
We'll just see what happens. If you're interested in that, hit me up on Twitter or shoot me an email at Gmail, and if you want to see that, I'll gladly do it. Uh, so let's go ahead and move into just real quick here, a little bit of history with this
Ooh, this
day in
day
gaming
in
history.
gaming history.
And so the only things that stuck out to me that I caught when I was scrolling through this earlier was LA Noir came out on
Ooh.
PlayStation 3 in 2011.
I think I bought that game twice and never played it.
Oh, dude, it's so good. Katie Bentz, who fingers crossed is might be involved with us in the future.
Ooh, that'd be so awesome.
She's actually playing through that right now on her Twitch channel. The one we
Oh,
saw
that's
a
awesome.
couple weeks ago. Yeah, and she's almost at the end. Uh, so that caught my eye, and then the other one that caught my eye was, let me scroll a little bit here. Well, only because I've heard mixed things about this game, was Naughty Bear Gold Edition came out in 2010 on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 on this day. Oh, and the other one was, of course, oh wait, that was in Russia. Never mind.
I don't
We're
think I
not going to
ever
count
played
that.
that, but I do remember the game Naughty Bear.
Yeah, I think it got poorly reviewed, but people really some people really loved it and really hung on to it.
Yeah.
And so that I thought that one caught my eye as well. And those are United States releases, right? Not talking about world, because I don't think they said worldwide on either one of those. And then beyond that, I kind of went back into the 90s and I didn't really see a whole lot. Um, there was a game called Point Blank 2 for PlayStation,
Hmm.
but I don't remember that. So I'm going to assume that
I
Point
don't
Blank
remember
wasn't
that
very good.
either, personally, but
Hmm?
I don't remember that either.
No, so that's how I'm gonna sum that up. Point blank, it was not very good. That, yeah, it made a sequel, so somebody must have bought it.
Well, yeah.
Um, that's really it. That was the ones that caught my eye, and so I just wanted to mention those couple. It's been a while since we did this day in gaming history, and so uh, that matters because let's be honest, there are games we just forget about until we look back at that. Like LA Noir, I know it got re-released, right? Um, with VR support, I think, if I remember correctly. Uh, a VR mode got
Hmm.
added to the PlayStation 4 edition, which I should probably try out, but I don't want to buy the game
Yeah.
again. And so it's just kind of cool to look back at that. And I'm
Yeah.
looking
Of
at the
course.
Point Blank 2 art. I definitely did not play that game. And so if you did, congratulations, because it does not look familiar to me at all.
Oh my god.
Alrighty. So I guess it's time to talk about the games that are coming out this week.
Ooh.
Ooh,
What's it called? See you soon.
see you soon. All right. The drop. These are games that are new for the week of, whoa, that's the wrong week. Goody, goody, goodness.
Yeah, I
I
was
did
gonna
not
say.
update
I
the
don't
link.
think that link looked correct.
You know
Like
why?
5 8.
Because,
That's not right.
yeah, I don't know what was wrong with me there. I don't know what my brain was doing. I was doing drugs or something. Not true. Not true. I don't do drugs. Don't spread that rumor.
Stay in school. Don't do drugs.
That's right. Actually, while I'm pulling this up, we actually had a wonderful little oh goodness, I'm clicking on too many things. We had a little what's that called? Comes to the school, the little like
Gruff
uh
McGruff.
no, the Batmobile, like the blood alcohol tobacco or blood
Oh,
alcohol
that's
test
cool.
mobile. I think it's
Yeah,
called blood alcohol testing. That's what it's called. Goodness.
sure.
Um and so that came and I went over and was
Was there any
doing it.
drunk seniors there? Like, yeah, it's just me. I don't care.
No, they what they did was they had you put on beer goggles so you could simulate the experience.
Ooh,
All right, so
simulation.
I've got the drop. Hold on, I guess you want to see it too,
Yeah,
don't
I was
you?
about to say, change that link so I can get into it.
Yes, ma'am. All right. And so here's the games that are coming out this week. This is 5:15 when we're recording. It's the 17th. So let's go ahead and cover some stuff here real quick. First and foremost, out on PS4 digital, Animal Super Squad. Animal Super Squad is a physics based adventure game that lets you play as your favorite animal, speed through a world full of dangers and bananas, create your own levels, share them with the community, or forget all that nonsense and just play other people's stuff.
I love how it got like sophisticated in your speech, just as you were saying dangers and bananas.
Yeah, I felt I had to elevate it for that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh man.
Semblance, Oversight, PS4 digital.
Ooh,
We were chosen for a reason. One incredible breakthrough, and the greatest minds of each generation were called upon to do the impossible, recreate a precise simulation of the human mind,
fun.
I guess. Um, this next one is kind of bizarre. Azure, Azure, is that right? Azure?
Azure, like the the,
Yeah,
the color, right?
color. That's what I thought. Reflections, PS4 digital, a side-scrolling bullet hell fan game based on one of the hottest shooting game series to come out of Japan, the Toho Project. Uh, oh, this next
Interesting.
one. This next one I have on my Vita and I never finished. And so this is like the upgraded 4K version of this cartoony game, Dragon's Crown Pro. PS4 digital and retail. Journey to the kingdom of Hydeland and seek the dragon's crown, one of the most beautiful 2D action RPGs in history. Regardless if magic or steel is your fancy, Dragon's Crown Pro offers a variety of ranged and closed combat options for this classic side scrolling beat 'em up.
You know what intrigues me about this? The cover art has this weird, like, slutty Tinkerbell on it.
Yeah, she's I don't think I've run into her yet in the
I don't
game. I
know.
can't
Am I allowed to say slutty Tinkerbell? I don't know.
sure.
I don't know if it needs to be bleeped. I'm sure Dave will bleep it. He knows. He knows best.
Um the actually, I mean, if we're talking about that kind of appearance, if you check out gameplay of the game, it's meant to be somewhat overtly sexual and
Titillating.
with some of the characters, yeah. It's kind of ridiculous. Like the sorceress is ridiculous. It's a cool game though. It's a fun combat and good game. It's just weird sometimes the way they advertise stuff. Uh, you want to take this next
Yeah, I got this
next
next
one?
one. Flynn and Freckles, PS4 digital. Flynn, a young pirate, decides to begin a perilous quest in search for the most valuable of treasures, Captain Freckles' sword.
Oh goodness. This next one.
Captain Freckles is a monkey, by the way. So,
Oh, he is.
yeah. I mean, just in case you weren't intrigued enough.
I am intrigued. This next one actually has really good reviews on Steam and from what I've read.
Oh, yeah, I heard about this.
I think I might do a let's play of this if people are interested. I might live stream this one. It's called Forgotten Anne. It's a great little indie game. Discover a beautifully realized world of wonder filled with forgotlings, charming everyday objects brought to life, bursting with personality. Okay, that description does not do justice to what I'm just going to tell you guys right now. If you want a game to play this week and you're not backlogging like crazy like we are, because let's face it, Matt and I are constipated with games. Um, Forgotten, we are.
That's a descriptive turn of phrase.
It is.
Uh,
Forgotten Anne is much better than that description, from
yeah.
what I can tell.
Oh, yeah. From what I've heard, it's yeah, way better than that
Oh,
suggests.
you've got to
I
do this
got
next
this.
one.
Yeah, I got this next one. Fox in Forests. PS4 digital out 5/17. Fox and Forest is a 2D action platformer with RPG and puzzle elements inspired by the glorious days of 16-bit. Switch between various seasons on the fly, shoot and slash with your magic melee crossbow, and snatch loot to unveil the mystery of the fifth seasons. Yes, it's written fifth seasons.
Yeah. I
It
love
should be singular because it's talking about that one particular season,
I love
but
that we're
that's how it's
getting
written.
animal. Yeah, I agree with that grammatically. I love that we're getting these animal games like Epic Dumpster Bear, and now this one it looks like a fox
Right.
with a crossbow with a huge knife on the end of it, and then he's holding in his left hand looks like some sort of orb potion.
Right?
Right?
And his prey, this tiny little pigeon.
Yeah, who actually no relation to the chicken that's in the Animal Super Squad from the first game we talked about. They are not related.
Oh man.
This next one kind of looks kind of neat just by the
This looks
cover
up
art.
your alley.
Goner. PS4 digital. Goner is a tough as hell, procedurally generated 2D platformer with roguelike elements, following the largely misunderstood and altruistic Ick on a journey to cheer up his only friend in this world, a giant land-bound whale named Sally. I can't even. My throat hurts after that one. You get the next one.
Oh, I'm definitely taking the next one. I think I'm going to do my best impersonation of this character as well.
Oh, a little Timmy
Hitman.
Oliphant, perhaps.
Hitman Definitive Edition. PS4 retail. This is a world beyond ours, beyond nations, justice, ethics. It never sleeps. It exists everywhere. And once you enter, there is no going back. Welcome to the world of assassination. You are me, Agent 47, the world's ultimate assassin.
Very classy.
Nailed it.
Uh, goodness, whoa, man, there are a lot of games out this week. All right, we're gonna move things a
Yeah,
little
we're only
quicker.
on H.
Yeah, I didn't realize how far we were. All right, I'm gonna step it up here. Horizon Chase Turbo, PS4 digital. Horizon Chase Turbo is a racing game inspired by the great hits of the 80s and 90s, Outrun, Top Gear, Rush, among others. It recreates classic arcade gameplay and offers you unbound speed limits of fun.
Ooh. Little Witch Academia, Chamber of Time, PS4 digital. Oh, this is a long description.
It is.
Uncover the mysteries of Luna Nova Academy and experience the magical world of Studio Trigger style Japanese animation. Join Ako and her friends to work as a team, exploring dungeons, casting magical spells, and using witchcraft. Ultimately discover the seven wonders and solve the mysterious shift in time.
All right, Magic Knight Grand Charion, PS4 digital. Uh, Whoops, I just scrolled too far. Take to the skies on an exciting little Which academia adventure? Step onto the Grand Chariot with Akko and friends as they battle their way through monsters in the sky and ground.
Monster Slayers, PS4 digital. Monster Slayers is a rogue-like deck-building RPG adventure with an innovative card-based battle system that lets you customize a deck to suit your playstyle.
Gwent. Uh, Omen Sight.
Right?
Omen Sight.
Say that again.
PS4
Omen
digital.
Sight?
Omen Sight.
Nice.
Omen Sight is an action murder mystery. You are Harbinger, a powerful mystical warrior. You have witnessed the destruction of the world. In order to prevent annihilation, you are destined to repeat that fateful day and solve the murder of godless priestess, goodness. Solve the murder of the godless priestess, whose death precipitated the apocalypse. That's a lot of P's.
Ooh, that's yeah, that is, I like that alliteration there. Walden, a game. Take on Henry David Thoreau's classic adventure in living simply in nature as you explore this epic open world game based on the story of Thoreau's life in the woods alone at Walden Pond.
That is amazing.
That is, I'm not gonna lie, that actually sounds intriguing.
A,
I know it's just gonna be like one of those. It's gonna be like VR Paint for you, where you just kind of like you just go in there and just relax. You just like walk around the pond, maybe do some fishing. You know what I mean? I feel
I
like that's
do
gonna be like one of those games where you're just like, yeah.
I do like that Henry David Thoreau though had a classic adventure.
Well, he
Just
did.
saying. Okay, this next one's called Welcome to Hanwell. PS4 digital. Hanwell, once a safe haven from the horrors of the world, now a cesspit of anomalous scum. Explore a dense open world of terror, every building a unique location with its own story to tell, strung together by the remnants of Hanwell.
Ooh, this last one looks pretty good, and I've heard decent things about it.
Oh, okay.
Wizard of Legend, PS4 digital. Wizard of Legend is a fast paced dungeon crawler with an emphasis on dynamic magical combat. Quick movement and even quicker use of spells will allow you to chain spells together to unleash devastating combinations against your enemies.
Hmm.
I heard something like there's like 120 some spells you can learn for that game.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I'll have to just take a little peeky week at some point. All right. That completes. See you soon.
See you soon.
All right. So here's the deal. We don't have a community shout out this week because we've had so many.
What?
I know I've been so busy making contacts and things like that. We're gonna have even better stuff lined up in the future.
That's
I
true.
did decide though that what I'll do is we're gonna take a quick peek. Yes, we are. We're gonna talk about this because I am so excited for this game.
Eek?
Even though
What?
I'm worried that it's gonna look totally wonky. The trophies are up for Vampire.
Oh, what? Yes.
And so, all right, I like the names of these. And so I think we're gonna do a little twist on what we normally do.
Oh,
I think
a
I'm gonna
twist.
give you the name of the trophy
Okay.
and the description, and if you like it, you tell me yay, and if you don't like it, you say nay, and you have to rename it.
Oh, okay. I like this variation. Okay.
So it's got just
I would say do the description first,
okay.
and then the trophy, because that way, I mean, so I get a sense of like what they want you to do with it. You know what I mean?
Deal, deal. So this has 1 platinum, 5 gold, 17 silver, and 6 bronze. That's 29 trophies. That's not a whole lot.
Well, one
Uh,
platinum, that's good enough for Rob.
darn right. Hey, Cool Painter VR has a platinum. All right.
And I'm sure you will try to achieve
Oh,
it.
I will be painting more than Bob Ross ever painted in his entire life to make sure I get that platinum.
You heard it here first, folks, on episode 19.
Yeah, when we get to episode 100 and I'm still painting, you're gonna be like, goodness, stop. Seriously. All right. Uh, so here's the description. It's called Take a Ride with Dr. Swansea, and it's called At Dawn We Row.
Mm.
Yay or nay?
Yeah, nay.
Okay, rename it.
Swan song.
Ooh, all right. I like that. I like that better actually. Uh, this next one, the description is eat 10 rats. Trophy is
Mm.
called pest control.
Yay.
All right.
That's a good one.
Heal 10 citizens. Hippocratic oath.
Mm, Hippocratic oath. Yay. I'll go with
Yeah,
yay.
I think I
Yeah,
like
that's
that one
pretty good.
too.
Yeah,
All right.
it's simple, but I like it.
Here's one I think you could definitely rename.
Okay.
Um, oh, where'd it go? Oh, upgrade a weapon. It's called work in progress.
Oh, nay. Come on.
What would you
Uh,
rename it?
I don't know. Let's see. You're upgrading a weapon.
Yeah, it looks like a pistol in the picture. And so there's several of these upgradings.
Oh,
Um,
there's several.
yeah.
See, if there's several though, I feel like that's a good base.
Okay, so you're okay with work in progress?
Yeah.
Changing your vote. All right.
Yeah, because I
Let
mean,
me give you the
you gotta start low. If you're gonna have upgrade ones, if you're gonna have 2, 3 upgrade ones, you gotta start low with that.
Okay, fair enough. And so the upgrade a weapon to level 5 is called solid metal gear.
Okay, nice little allusion to the game.
Mm-hmm. And then there was another one called upgrade a weapon with a module that's called that's better.
No, come on, that's better.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Um. Hmm. Trying to think of a pun. Modular.
Yeah, that's a tough one, to be honest.
It's so dumb. Nah. I was gonna say modularly better. Um.
Wow. Ooh, I might name that one.
I said it was dumb. Um.
Where
I would
it's a
say
game about vampires. I would call it like something like Silver Bullet,
yeah, or like bigger and better. I don't know.
maybe. Or
Night Terror, maybe.
Night, yeah, Terror Nightstick. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna try to avoid some of the spoilery ones here. I think these might be spoilery, but there's a lot of take care of certain characters. So this
Sure.
one is called Take Care of Dorothy's Fate. And it's called Interview with the Vampire.
Hmm. Yeah, I like the allusion to the book. I guess.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Finish the game or complete
But
the
wait, what was the character's name?
what was her name? Dorothy.
See, why not follow the Yellow Brick Road?
Mm,
You know, go with the character
but I mean, at
name.
least they're sticking with.
Yeah, I know. I get the vampire thing, but I feel like
Okay,
I get it. I
we
mean,
I
I'm
guess.
not saying that Interview with Vampire is a bad one.
No, I don't think it's a bad
I'm
one at
just
all.
saying you could go with a different illusion. That's all.
Completing the game is called A Taste for Blood.
What? That's it?
Mm-hmm.
That's all they got for completing the game?
Yeah,
Not bloodlust, not like
apparently not. And then
99 problems, but some blood ain't one.
oh, that's not bad. Uh, and then earning all trophies, the platinum is called Time is on My Side. Not too bad.
It's not terrible, but I will say that, and this is not. I'm lumping everyone in with this. I feel like there is not a platinum out there that I'm like, yeah, that's a great summation of the platinums.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like for whatever reason, the platinums they're just like, yeah, you get the platinum. You know what I mean? I don't. I feel like there's not. I don't feel like I've come across a platinum trophy name that I'm like, yes, that is awesome.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think I did appreciate the Witcher one that I got only because I felt like it was fitting considering how big The Witcher was. It was called The Limits of the Possible.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
so
that's a
because
decent
that
one.
yeah, because that one was so huge
Right.
game, I felt like that was rather appropriate, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
Not quite like Horizon Zero Dawn, which was just called All Trophies Obtained.
Yeah, exactly. That's
So,
what I mean. I feel like they like get a few clever ones. They're like, yeah, it's okay. We don't need to spend more time on that.
Yeah. All right, that's going to complete it for this week. That was really the only game I really wanted to look at trophies for because the rest of them, some of them
I'm kind of
were.
excited for Vampire. I want to see what's going on with it.
I'm a little worried about it. It looks good, but at the same time, it looks like it could be a turd. I can't tell.
Do you think do you think it could be like one of those games? Like it could. What the heck was the name of the game? One of the first games that came out for PlayStation, The Order, right?
Oh, right, yeah. It's definitely
Where
not that quality
it was like gorgeous,
graphically.
but it was just it was gorgeous, but the gameplay was just like garbage
This
at
one's
best.
not nearly as pretty, and so if the gameplay's not there, it's going to be sad.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in for the live show. Well, you didn't tune in for the live show, but we'll put it up on. I'm sorry, I thought you were. One day we'll do that. When we're good
One
enough at
day.
this, we'll do it live, and you can watch while we're recording. But I will put this video up on YouTube. You can
What are
see
you
our
saying? We're
beards.
not good at this now?
Oh well, I mean, we must be okay, right? We must be okay. People are still listening, um,
Yeah,
and so,
they
but
seem to like the last week's.
yeah, they did like last week a lot. And so if you haven't listened to that one yet, please go check it out. I think it's really awesome. We have a lot more coming up the pipeline that's just like that. Remember, if you like what you hear, please head over to iTunes and rate us and leave some nice comments because that really helps us out more than anything. And then you can head over to YouTube and subscribe to us. That'll also help. And then last but not least, if you really, really love us, throw $1 our way over at Patreon because uh, we want to do more of this. We want to have more developers. We want to have more uh, actors, actresses. We want to go after the big guys, uh,
Oh,
but we
absolutely.
can't do that without your help. So thanks for listening. And until next time, game on.
Game on. This is the outro music. It's a funky outro music. Funky outro music for the week.
I always feel like I should have saved my La Croix till the end there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, let me stop this recording. So that stopped. I'm going to
Yeah.
stop the Google Hangouts. Thanks for watching.
Woo!
See what happens when I hit stop here.